All right, welcome back everyone for the next playthrough in my Veilwraith campaign. We're on to Vignette 7, Plague Town. Uh, the ravening wolves brought the plague to their doors, hiding murders concealed on the moors. So there are some wolves as one of the foes. Some of the foes in this vignette. The other is the Hellion. Both of them are very fight heavy. You see a lot of foes that have multiple requirements. These all just take fight, so it's really going to be straining my capacity to generate fight. So we'll see if I can do it. Um, hang in, See if I can hang in there and take them out. Um, one unique thing about this vignette. So there are three black wolves involved. One of them is in the deck, and the other two are here. And so it's kind of a pack scenario. Once I turn up the one from the threat deck, the other two join it. So it's sort of like I get mobbed by these black wolves. Um, and since they all require fight, it's going to be at least 3 turns of to having we'll have a black wolf out for at least 3 turns. So we'll see. It's going to be tough. And I have my advanced fight action here, so I can flip it and immediately get 5 power tokens. I think I want to save that for when I'm dealing with black wolves because I'll use it theoretically and in the bottom slot. Then I could flip it, get 5 tokens, and deal with the next one right away. Uh, oh, we'll see how it goes. Because the Hellions are no joke either. Um, all right, I think we're ready to go. Jump right in here with our first threat is a throat. Takes 5 fight to defeat. Unplayed. I have to exhaust 1 action. Actually, I wanted to check something from the last game. So now that I'm seeing this keyword exhaust in the cards, what I want to know is, does that mean I have to move it to the bottom slot? I don't think so. I think so. The different keywords, use is a keyword, and use is when you use it for its ability. And that's the one that moves it down in the queue. Exhaust is something different. So I don't think you lose its spot in the queue. You just can't use it this turn. Use it or tilt it, I should say. Um, okay, well, I don't think it particularly matters. I think it does actually. We'll see. Maybe I get enough fight I doubt it. This takes 5, so I'm probably not going to deal with it this turn. But I'm going to um, exhaust explore, and that way I can use influence to draw a card. I can power up fight, and then I'll move fight into the highest column. So next turn, I can be pretty close to ready to deal with that threat. So that's what I'll do. I'll exhaust explore, and I'll draw Memory of Sorrow. Return a threat in the play area to the top of the threat deck. Interesting. Um, I could do that right now, although the other benefit is you generate an influence, and I don't have a reason to do that. Um, I don't think I'm going to play this. I think I'll just take the spirit damage. So I'll use influence to draw a card. Memory of Might, okay, and then I'll tilt fight to add a power token. Great, and so with Memory of Might, 1 fight, and the 4 here, I'm all set to take care of that throat next turn. I reset, take my 2 spirit damage, and continue. Key of Love. Okay, well that's nice to see that right off the bat. I get a lull turn here. I don't have to deal with another threat. Um, Great. Well, let's go ahead. Oh, I did forget to mention. So in the special rules for this Vignette, keys may not be flipped. So when I get keys, I can turn it to use the additional ability, but I can't flip it to get the power token or whatever other ability the key gives. Okay, so turned up the key, I draw Memory of Heaven. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and use Fight along with that power token, and I'm going to play Memory of Might to get 5 Fight, and I'll defeat the Cutthroat. That heals me for 2, and I'm back to full. And I'm going to go ahead and power up Explore, and now I've got the 4 Explore I need to take care of that Key of Love. Let's start, if I so choose. All right, next turn, next threat. Well, we got our first foe. So also, most vignettes so far, I think, there hasn't been a foe in the first stack, in the first segment of this deck. But this is different. So I'm dealing with a Hellion. It takes 7 fight. Relentless on defeat. Exhaust 1 action or exhaust a key. So it does 3 spirit damage and it heals for 1 on defeat. And I draw another Memory of Sorrow. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to take care of that Hellion. I could flip this to get 5 power tokens, but that would only get me to 6 anyway. So I don't have enough. That's fine. Memory of Heaven, I've got a heal and I get a power token. So um, I can deal with some of the damage. And next turn, maybe I've got these return threats to top of deck, so I can kind of avoid taking excessive damage while I gear up for that Hellion. So I think what I'll do is I'll use my ability, use Explore to grab this key, and then obviously we are going to power up Fights. So I take 3 damage from that Hellion. I don't know, I might have to flip that. It's gonna, unless I draw a nice fight card, it's gonna be a while before I get up to 7 fight. Okay, next turn, Engineer. Okay, 5 influence. Their text says lose 1 spirit when I combine. I'm not intending to combine. I draw Memory Veil. That's Explore. That doesn't help me. This is a tough draw right now. Because so if I can get this into the top slot, that's 3 for the fight, 4, 5. I'm still short. I'm still significantly short without a good card in my hand. Now I can combine here. Combine for 2, 2 and 2. I don't love that. I want to play Memory of Heaven, and these are both pretty powerful as well. And right now that would only get me to 5, so I'm still short. And unfortunately, influence, so I need 5 to do that engineer. All right, I am going to just stall a little bit. Um, this engineer it kind of, I could combine. I was thinking, well, I could combine. I've got a lot of 2s here. I could throw out both Memory of Sorrows and get 2 power tokens, but the engineer says I lose spirit when I combine. I don't love that. I want to avoid that because I'm going to be taking another damage from this Hellion. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stall. So I'm going to play Memory of Sorrow just to return this to the top of the deck. I can't benefit from the influence, unfortunately, but I can avoid taking the damage from that engineer, and also I don't then have a next turn. I'm not dealing with another threat. I'm keeping my threat area clear. So I'll do that. I'm going to use the influence action. Um, yeah, because I want to get fight into the top slot to draw a card. Memory of Fear. All right, I wish I had had that last turn. This is worth 2 influence. It's all right. We'll play Memory of Heaven. Gives me a power token on fight, and I heal for 2. Um, and that's all I can. Oh, and then I'm going to power up fight. So now I've got 6 here. That's all I can do. So I'm going to take 3 more damage for that, down to 16 for that Hellion. There's that engineer again. And then we draw another Memory of Fear. Okay. Well, um, so I'm at 6. I need 7. Only way I can get there is by combining, and I lose spirit for combining. Ugh, this is this is kind of an ugly start. Boy, I just burned. Could I just burn through these Memory of Sorrows? Um, boy, but I need to clear that Hellion. All right, I don't love this. I'm going to play both of my Memory of Fears. So I heal 2 for 1 for each, and then I'm going to use Influence, and I'm going to defeat the Engineer. So then I heal for another 1. So I'm at 19. Then I'm going to power up Fight. So now I've got 7, and that'll take care of the Hellion next turn. I don't love that. It's super inefficient to play Influence from the lowest slot like that, but that's the cards I was dealt. So I take 3 damage. That Hellion hung around way too long. Believer. Okay, so it's Influence 5 or Explore 6. Belief. On defeat, I can search my deck for 1 memory and add it to my hand, then shuffle. That's 2 spirit damage every turn. Okay, well, obviously, my first thing is to defeat this Hellion. So that's that. Um, then, let's see. Memory of Veil is worth 2. This is 3. That's 5. I'm almost at the 6. I think that's probably the best way to go. So leave the Believer around and take the damage. Oh, I heal 1 for defeating the Hellion. Um, yeah, I think I do that. I'm not going to burn Memory of Sorrow just yet. So we'll power up Explore, and that's our turn. So we take 2 damage, so we're 15. And next threat, Alchemist. Combining gives me 1 additional power token. Does 2 spirit damage, and I heal for 2. Spirit boost of 2. Memory of Veil. Okay, so I've got a lot of Explore in my hand. I've enough to defeat. So I think I use Explore to defeat the Alchemist because I can use Influence for the Believer. So let's do that. We'll play Memory of Veil and use Explore for Explore 6. I'll defeat the Alchemist, and we heal for 2. And then let's power up influence. So next turn we can play Memory of Sorrow to get influence 5, and then we can also return whatever threat we turn up next turn. Okay, so we take 2 damage from that believer. Noble. Takes 7 influence on defeat. Flip any one face down key so that it is face up and turned. I'm realizing I forgot on my turn to exhaust the action for the Hellion um, when I defeated it. I had an action. I didn't use 2 actions that turn, so that's fine. I would have exhausted the one I wasn't going to use, but forgot about that. I'll have to remember that next turn. Okay, and I draw Memory of Home, 1 explore. Okay, well, I think I need to. So the snowball's 7, and I've used a bunch of my influence. Well, there's still the core, the basic memory 2 influences in there. Um, yeah, I'm not close to that. I do have 3 explore in my hand, but I'm gonna stick with my plan. So let's play Memory of Sorrow for 1 influence, and we'll return the noble to the top of the deck, buying ourselves time, and then we'll use influence for influence 5, and we will defeat the believer. Now we get to search our deck for 1 memory. Um, I guess, do I need to know what memory I want before I go searching, or can I just search until I find one? Uh, I'm gonna just look and see what looks good, to be honest with you. Well, I know I've got a big influence check coming, so I may, maybe I take these Memory of Redemption. That's not really going to get me that close. I need 7 influence, and influence is in the lowest slot. So I don't think that's how I should do it. I could take an additional action, but I've got a key. So I think what I need to do instead, I think I'm going to go with Memory of Strength looks pretty good. So I get 2 fight, and I can ignore a 2 cost spirit cost 2 threat that round. Memory of Heaven's also nice. I get a power token on fight, and I can heal. Um, Maybe I'll do Memory of Heaven because the heal and the power token is more useful than the straight 2 fight, because 2 fight's great, and but I need to be able to use it that turn in order to benefit from it. And also I may not have a spirit cost 2 threat. So I know a Hellion is coming up in the next stack. So I need to get my fight back up. I've got a lot of fight cards in here. I'm just gonna stick with my plan. I'm gonna take Memory of Heaven, and I'm just play Memory of Heaven. So heal 2, power token on fight, and then let's go ahead. I've got a lot of explore in my hand, so I'm gonna then tilt fight to add another power token too. All right, next turn, Noble. Okay, 7 influence to defeat. It's only doing 1 spirit damage. It's a spirit boost of 1. So when I defeat it, I heal. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a while before I can take care of that, I think. And there's Memory of Strength. Okay, well, I've got a ton of fight, bunch of explore. I'm checking to see where in the stack I am. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I'm in the second stack. So I'm A Hellion, another key's coming up. So I'm in actually decent position here. Um, I've got a lot of explore in my hand to try to get that key, and I've got some fight queued up to take care of that Hellion. So in a good spot, I feel like. Um, right now I'm at 5-7, 7 fight. I'd like to get that to 8. I think there's an 8 Hellion. So I just want to cover that. So I'm going to go ahead and tilt fight. And then I can use an action. So the other thing would be to tilt influence to try to work up towards that noble, but um, I'm not going to do that. I want to keep explore high because I'm expecting a key. So let's use influence. We'll use it just to draw a card. Memory of blood. Okay, I've got a lot of fight. I am all set. I'm all set. I've got an additional action too from that key of love. So we'll take 1 damage for the noble. Seraph. Okay, 5 influence. It's a 2 spirit damage. Um, Memory of redemption. Okay, so there's 2. That's a 2 influence word. Hmm. Well, I want to take care of. I think I want to try to get rid of that Seraph if I can. So yeah, I probably should have used explore last turn and moved influence higher. I think I can still get there, but I'm gonna have to burn more resources than I would like. Including I would have to use this key. But I don't want to take that 2 spirit damage if I can help it. So I could play Memory of Strength and I could ignore it, but I have nothing to use the fight on. So that's kind of a waste. So let's go ahead. These Hellions, they only take 1 action defeat, so I don't feel like I need to sit on that extra action there. So I'm going to use my first action. I'll use Explore and I'm going to draw a card. Memory of Home. Perfect. Okay. And I'm going to combine Memory of Home and the other 2 Memory of Homes for a power token, that on influence. And then I'll play Memory of Redemption and I'll use influence for influence 5 and I'll defeat the Seraph. And turn the key to show I've used the additional action. And I'm going to go ahead and flip it. I can't flip it to use its ability, but I'm going to just flip it so for clarity. So I'll power up my fight action. Okay, I'll take 1 damage for the noble. Key of Sight. All right. And we draw Memory of Redemption, our other 2 value influence. Okay, well, I need 6 explore, get that key. Right now I've got 2 in my hand and 2 for the slot. I'm checking to see where I'm in the so I've got a Seraph, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got 3 cards left in the stack. One of those 3 is the Hellion, so a 1 in 3 chance of it coming next turn. I think I'm going to gamble that it doesn't. And what that means I'm going to do is use my fight action. So taking it out of its most valuable slot. I've got a lot of fight in my hands and power tokens, so I can get there. I can get back up high if I need to. I'm gambling that I can move the fight back up over the next couple turns. So I'm going to use that to draw a card. And there's another big fight. So I'm sitting on a lot of fight. But I move that up because I want to be able to use these from the higher slots. Um, so I could power up Explore and be ready for that Key of Sight with my Memory of Veil. I could get that next turn. Um, or eventually I'm going to have to take care of this Noble. I think I'm going to do the Explore. Um, yeah. Okay. So I take 1 damage. For Noble. Oh, there's the Hellion. Okay. It's only a 6, so not too bad. And there's my Memory of Heart. So I get an additional action. Good. That um, that's helpful. So let's well, first we'll do this. So we'll use Explore. We're going to play Memory of Veil, and we'll use Explore, and we're going to draw or take this key. Then, so I'm sitting on 6 fight in my hand. So I've got 2. I've got 6 on the card. So the next stack is well, it has a black wolf in it. And like I said at the beginning, I think I want to be able to flip my card in order to deal with those black wolves. So I add 5 power tokens by flipping. I can only have 5 power tokens on the card at any time. So that means I should use up these power tokens and hold the fight in my hand. Uh, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use fight, use those 4 power tokens for fight 6. I'll defeat that Hellion. I heal 1. Oh, I do need to, that's an additional action. So I'm going to play my Memory of Heart. Do that. And then lastly, I'm going to power up Influence. So I'm going to take damage for that Noble. Pinging me down here. Nymph. Okay, played remove 1 power token from your Explore action. Okay, I don't have any, so don't have to do that. I will draw Memory of Might. All right. Well, that nymph, one of its, I can do 4 fight to defeat it. The noble takes 7. I'm almost there. I've got 4 here, and then I've got 2, so that's 6. Um, I could do some combining to get me to 7. Uh, I could also just play instead of combining these for 1. I could just play these for 3 fight and use fight and take care of that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to play Memory of Might, Memory of Blood for 3 fight. Then we'll use fight to generate 4 fight and take care of that nymph. And we'll power up Influence. And that's our turn. So we take another damage. Oh, boy. The next turn, I can take care of that noble. Cutthroat. Played. Okay, exhaust 1 action. Well, let's exhaust Explore, I think. Yeah, we'll exhaust Explore. I need to draw Memory of Heart, use an additional action. A Cutthroat is 2 spirit damage card. I don't want to try to take care of this Cutthroat. I don't want to use, I don't want to play fight from the lowest slot, from the most inefficient slot. So I'm gonna play Memory of Redemption and use my influence action to take care of that noble finally. Heal one. So the noble's ability doesn't really affect this scenario. It's defeat. It says flip any one face down key so that it is face up in turn. So basically you're unflipping the key. So it doesn't, I can't flip the key in this scenario anyway. So I'm not even going to do that. Um, all right, Cutthroat, stealing me 2 damage. I could play everything and clear him, but I'm expecting wolves. Also, if I get a wolf, this is a 2 spirit damage card. So if I play Memory of Strength on another card, I can then ignore that Cutthroat that round. So I'll let it stick around. So we'll power up fight. Gonna take 2 damage. We're down to 12. Pretty much used my big heals so far. I've used both Memory of Heavens. I've used both Memory of Fears and one Memory of Creation, I think, in my deck. So I'm about to reshuffle though. So we'll start seeing those cards again. Key of Light. Ooh, that's nice actually. I think it's decent timing. So just double checking where I'm at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seraph is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so we are now into the third stack. So 5 cards left. One of them is the Black Wolf. So I don't want to sit around too long. I need to draw here. I don't want to kind of wait and wait and wait and not use my fight action because that could be any of the next 5 cards. So I think um, maybe I just go ahead and take care of that Cutthroat. Because it's 2 damage, it's going to sit around and keep hitting me. Um, and also, I'm about to reshuffle, so I can get these back into rotation. Okay, Key of Light. That's the 8 value Explorer. So it's going to be a while before I can get to that. I think it's not ideal. I'll start off. I'll play Memory of Creation for heal. Well, none of the cards I play this turn end up in the discard. So when I reshuffle, if I wouldn't reshuffle mid-round, it's not gonna help me. So what I'm debating here is, so if I use Explore to draw a card, I reshuffle, and I don't get to add these cards back into the mix. But if I use Explore to draw, I get another card. I also move Fight into the highest slot, so that's 3 plus 1 is 4, and then I can play one of my 2. I can play Memory of Blood to get 6 and defeat the Cutthroat. If I try to play Fight from where it is, I have to play both of these, and I can't get to 6 easily. Um, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna use Explore to draw a card. I mean, I don't get to reshuffle those, but I also have them in my hand right now, so I don't have to wait to draw them again. Uh, so I think this is the right way to play this. So reshuffle, draw, Memory of Redemption, to influence. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'll turn Memory, Key of Sight. I'll flip it for an additional action. I'm going to play Memory of Blood and use Fight to defeat this Cutthroat. Heal me for 2. And then we'll power up Influence. So it's the only one left. Take no damage. It's a benefit of drawing the key is you can kind of catch up a little bit. On to the next turn. A Butcher. I may lose 2 spirit to discard this threat from play. Take 6 fight to defeat. I draw a Seraph. When you draw those, you immediately discard and heal 1. So I'm at 16. Uh, so the butcher, basically my calculation is will I deal with that in two turn? Will I deal with it this turn or next turn? And if I won't, then I should just take the damage and remove it. I don't think I'm going to deal with it. At this point, I need to save. I'm going to be using my fight for black wolves, and that's just going to hang around and damage, do me damage. So I think I'm going to lose two fight or two spirit and remove it. Um, great. So I'm going to use explore to draw a card. Memory of Veil, so two more explore. And then uh, I'm going to power up influence. I'm going to keep power tokens off fight. And then my plan is when I see the first black wolf, I'm going to flip fight and immediately get 5 power tokens on it. So I take no damage. Next turn, Nymph. Discard 1 power token from my explore action. I don't have any on my explore. So no effect. I draw Memory of Blood for 2 fight. I have to keep doing this. I should just keep count. One, seeing where I'm at in the stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. 3 more cards in stack 3 equals us stacks of 6. One of the 3 is the Black Wolf. Okay, well, I can use I can take care of that nymph. All right, now so we're gonna do that. And I'm kind of approaching my hand limit-ish. I don't think I'm gonna get past it, but rather than use power tokens, I'm gonna play Memory of Redemption for 2 influence and take care of the nymph. And then let's go ahead and power up Explore, keeping fight clear and also working up towards getting that Key of Light. We reset. The Lawmaker. Okay, 6 influence or 7 fight. Veilwraiths may not use key abilities. Okay, don't have any keys to use. And I draw Memory of Might. Okay, so again, I've got lots of fight in my hand. 2 cards left in this stack. One of them is a Black Wolf. That Lawmaker's staring me down here. He's a 1 spirit damage threat. So if he sticks around, it's not so bad. I could play Memory of Might, Memory of Blood and get to, well, I'm not, that's not even, that doesn't even get me to 7. So I'm not going to deal with him this round. Um, I think what I do is I wait until the influence is high up here. So yeah, here's what I'll do. I'll use Explore to draw a card. Memory of Heaven. Whoops. Cool. So I got my heal. Um, and then I'm gonna power up influence. So yeah, so when I flip fight and then I use fight, influence comes into the 3 slot and then 3 plus 3, 6. That'll be ready to take care of the Lawmaker. So we take 1 damage and we move on. Wow, okay, that Black Wolf is just taking his sweet time. We know it's the next card. And then these 2 other Black Wolves joined. So um I wish it was this card. I'm kind of ready. I was ready for it. So Changer. Let's see, what does it do? Put the top Deha threat from discard pile into play when I defeat it. So the top Deha threat is a nymph at the moment, unless I defeat the lawmaker first. Now I've got an explore token, token on an explore. So now the nymph would take that away when I um, when I play it. I need to draw. Okay, so now I have 6 cards. Now I have 7 cards in my hand. So I need to. I can't. I need to play one. This, so I don't have to discard it. Um, I know a black wolf's coming. I should take care of one of these threats. Well, let's play Memory of Redemption for 2 influence. We'll use 2 power tokens, and then we will for 6 influence, and we're going to defeat this lawmaker. And then we will power up Explore. So we take 1 damage for that changer. We have 6 cards, so we're right at the hand limit, and there's the black wolf. Okay, so 4 fight, only 4 fight. Okay, well, it's the easy one. I think the other guys are probably a little bigger. So braying, played, place all set aside black wolves into play. Pack gains 1 fight for each other black wolf in play. Oh, okay, so it's going to be a 6. All right, well, here we go. We're face to face with a pack of black wolves. 4, 4, 5. Right, okay, so 6, 6, 7 right now, because there's 3 of them. All right. And then we draw Memory of Home. Not particularly helpful. Um, all right. Well, let's go. Let's start burning through some of these wolves. I don't even know that we need to flip this necessarily. So we need to get to 6 to deal with or 7. So we're at 3 right now. Let's play. I can get to 6 just like that. Fortunately, Memory of Strength doesn't apply to foes, so it only applies to threats and black wolves. So I don't have any 2-cost threats, so I'm gonna hang on to that one. I can get to 6 here. I play Memory of Heaven, I can add a power token, and that's 7. So why don't we do that? So we'll add a power token, and then we'll play 3 fight. So use that power token, and we're up to 7. So we heal 2 for defeating this biggest of the black wolves. Um, and then we've got 5. We could get 8. We could get that Key of Light. That means using an additional action now. I get the action. I mean, the key gives me additional action, so that's kind of a wash. I don't like doing that. I like using these additional actions to kind of clear 2 foes and 2 threats in a turn. And I could do that with this changer, but the changer just puts the lawmaker back in play. Um, so it's kind of a wash. I'm still going to take the damage. So I think maybe I wait. Um, one benefit of using an additional action is I move my fight higher up, and I can becomes more powerful and ready to take out those other wolves. But I'm not going to do it. So I think I will. I've got plenty of explore at the moment, so let's power up influence. We're going to take 5 damage. Okay, so we're down to 9. Oof, big hit. But we can't, since we can only use fight once per turn, so we're kind of stuck there. Healer. Well, that came at just the right time. Okay, when played, I get to heal 1. Very nice. And I get to heal when I defeat it, which which I'm going to do right now. Okay, we are we are in a good spot. Okay, I'm going to play Memory of Fear for 2 influence, and I can heal 1. And then I will, and ooh, healer's a Deha threat. So if I defeat the changer, then I can put the healer back into play again and get its played ability. But I need to get 5, so let's see, use 1 power token. So we'll defeat the healer, heal again. Nice, we went from 9, zoomed right back up to 12. Uh, Excellent. Then I think now's when I flip fight. So we're gonna flip fight. We're gonna add 5 power tokens. And then let's use fight. So we need to get to 5 only for those black wolves. So we're gonna use 3 and we'll defeat, heal for 2. So we're at 14. All right. So our brush with death. I mean, not quite, but 9, you could imagine another turn of like 4 or 5 damage. If I was at 9, then I'd be down to 4 or 5. So then you're getting pretty close. But we've bounced back. I'm just going to power up, explore. Okay, so we take 3 damage. We're down to 11. See what turn up. Butcher, 5 fight to defeat. Again, I can lose 2 spirit to remove it, discard it from play. So it's an anima threat, so I could defeat it. And the changer would not, if I it's not going to return the butcher. It still would return the healer, even if I take care of the butcher first. And Memory of Sorrow. Okay, very nice. Memory of Sorrow I can slow down this threat back and get 1 influence. All right. Well, I'd like to move fight higher up. I only need to get 4 for that black wolf. So I'm still sitting on Memory of Strength, but I haven't had a 2-cost threat in play, so I haven't needed to use it, haven't wanted to use it. So I think what I'm going to do here is, yeah, so I'm going to play, no, with a key. Is that what I do? So I've got no foe in the 4th stack, so I've got a break here. And then I've got a Hellion in the last one. So some time to catch up. Um, yeah, I think I'm going to do it. So I'm going to play, I need to get 8 explore. So I'm going to grab that key. So I got 3, 6. I don't need to play Memory of Home. Okay, so we'll play Memory of Veil, get 8 explore to grab that key. And now we're going to play Memory of Sorrow. For 1 influence, we're going to return the Butcher. And then use influence, and we'll defeat this changer. The changer puts the healer back into play, so we heal 1 for the healer's plate ability. Then, oh, I needed to play Memory of Heart. Sorry, use that additional action. So I'm going to play Memory of Heart. Now I'm going to turn the Key of Light and use a third action. And I will use Fight. I need 4 fights, so 1 power token, and I'll defeat that. So we heal 2. 14. So the rare turn where you use all 3 of your actions. Got a lot done. Looking pretty good here. So reset, I take 1 damage for that healer. Next up is that butcher. I draw Memory of Sorrow. Okay, so let's see. Healer is 5 influence. I'm not close to 5 influence. I'm also not close to 5 fight. So, well, let's go ahead and use Explore. Draw a card. Memory of Heaven. Okay. Getting closer. So if I use that, I get a heal 2 and I add a power token. So I'm at 4 fight. Still have Memory of Strength. I wanna hold on to that because I feel like that will it's the kind of card that when I need it, I'll be really glad I have it. So again, this calculation with the butcher, if I'm not going to do it with this turn or next turn, I should just pay 2 spirit and get rid of it. Um, I'm not going to do that. I think we're in a lull turn here, or lull stack. There's no foe, so I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm not going to be able to defeat any of these guys this turn, but we'll power up influence. So next turn we can deal with that healer. So we take 2 damage. Next up, Alchemist. See? There's a Memory of Strength. He's a 2 damage, a 2 spirit cost threat. So now I can use that and not feel like I'm wasting its ability. Yeah. So I was thinking maybe I play Memory of Sorrow. I could still do that. Return the Alchemist to the top. I could also play Memory of Strength and take out the Butcher and then ignore the Alchemist. It still stays there, I just don't take damage from it. The other option is to play Memory of Sorrow and take care of the healer, and then I return one of these to the top of the deck. So in this case, probably the Alchemist. Yeah, let's do that. Because then next turn, I can play Fight from the highest slot, Memory of Strength, ignore the Alchemist. Yeah, okay, so that's what we'll do. So we'll return the Alchemist to the deck. We're gonna use Influence 5, defeat the healer, heal 1, Spirit Boost, and now, so I have the 5, easily have the 5 fight I need to do that. I'm sitting on some Explore, so I think I've also seen the highest. So I know there's a 5 and a 6 value Explore coming. So I don't think I'm going to boost up Fight. There is another. Although this Alchemist, I'm going to just peek at it. Yeah. So it needs Explore to. I'm going to boost up Explore. Okay. So we take 1 damage from that Butcher. I didn't deal with it within 2 turns, but if I take care of it this turn, I'm coming out even as far as paying 2 spirit a while, 2 turns ago, versus the 2 damage I took for each turn it stayed. And I draw Memory of Heart. Okay, so now we're going to play Memory of Strength for 2 fight. So we'll save that power token, and there's 5 fight for the Butcher, and we're going to ignore the Alchemist. So we're not taking any damage from it this turn. And I'm going to power up Explore. So I have 2 Explore in my hand, and then 5 here. So now I have the 7 I need to take care of that Alchemist next turn. Engineer, okay, 6 influence. I lose 1 spirit when I combine. I'm not combining, it's a 2 damage, 2 spirit damage. I'm a spirit boost to 1. So let's, what we intended to do here, do 7 explore, take care of the Alchemist. It has a spirit boost of 2, so I heal 2. I'm up to 13. And the engineer, I'm not sure. I don't think I drew a card that turn. Sometimes I get carried away. Memory of Fear. Okay, so there's 2 influence. Well, that's helpful with that engineers, but we'll power up. That's our turn. So we take 2 damage for the engineer. Next up, Key of Power. Okay, very good. And we draw Memory of Veil to explore. All right, well, let's play Memory of Fear. So we heal 1, and we'll use our influence action and the power token thereon for 6 influence. Defeat the engineer, heal 1. Key of Power is 5 explore. So we can get there pretty easily already. I'm gonna boost up fight. No damage. We're kind of cruising here. Changer, 6 influence or 5 fights. And it returns a Deha, so that's the engineer. All right, well, I don't really want to return the engineer. It's a 2 spirit damage card. We draw Memory of Might, so maybe I just don't do anything with that this turn. Um, yeah, maybe I should have powered up Explore, because as it is, I can't get, I'm not going to get enough to, I don't have enough to get that Key of Power. Let's play Memory of Heaven. So we'll heal 2, power token on fight. Well, I'd rather have the Changer than the engineer. Changer does just 1 spirit damage, engineer does 2. So I think I'm going to use fight. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I actually don't want to draw a card. I'm not going to use an action. I will power up explore. So I don't want to draw a card because I want to reshuffle my heal into the deck. And I would have had to reshuffle if I did draw a card. So I'm going to skip my use action ability. So let's reshuffle here. This is for next turn. Take 1 damage for that changer. Next up, Key of Valor. Okay, well, that's the last key. So we know there's a Hellion in here. So at this point, actually, this changer, I mean, I can just ignore it, basically. I have 14 health. This game is not going to go 14 more turns. So, uh, yeah, I think I just ignore the changer. And we draw Memory of Strength. To fight, ignore spirit cost 2 card. All right. Uh, well, let's use fight to draw a card. Memory of Sorrow, return a threat in play to the deck. Okay. Now I'm going to play Memory of Heart, and I'm going to play Memory of Veil and preserve that power token, but grab this key of power. And then, because it's the only one unused, I will power up Influence. I take 1 damage. Next turn. Okay, there's the Hellion. 8 fight. Oh, and we drew Memory of Blood, so we are easily there. So we've got 3 power tokens, 3, 5. Okay, Memory of Blood, Memory of Might gets us there. So there's the 8 we need to defeat that Hellion. That's the last foe down. We heal 1. And now we just have to get the keys and get out. So we had 7 explore, and then the portal is 8 explore. So we need 15 explore. Wow. That's a lot. Let's start here. We'll power up explore. So we're taking 1 damage for that changer. Next turn, Lawmaker. And we draw Memory of Veil. Well, that's helpful to explore. Lawmaker is a Deha threat, so he's less bad than the engineer, so I don't have to, if I defeat him and then later defeat the changer, I'm not as concerned about that. 6 fight or 6 influence to defeat him. Not there. Now I don't really want to let 2 of those guys sit around giving me 2 damage every turn. So let's see, I've got 4 here. Memory of Sorrow is +1. So that's 5. That's not enough to defeat either. So I could combine, but I don't want to combine away my Memory of Veil. I could draw a card, see what I get. If it's worth combining, or maybe it's more influence, I do that, and then I have my additional action from the key. So let's do that. So let's use fight. Memory of Heaven, not particularly helpful. It is two. It is a heal for 2 though, and a power token on fight. So I can, if I let those sit, I can heal that damage. Um, Not great, not great. Um, I think we've got to power up influence, so we're in position to take one of those, even though we need explore. So yeah, I think that's our turn. We take 2 damage, down to 11. Still okay. I'd like to be a little higher. See what we get here. Seraph. Okay, 2 spirit damage. It only takes 3 influence to defeat. Now, my Memory of Strength is in handy, because I can ignore it. Memory of Blood, so 2 fight. We're going to play Memory of Sorrow, and we're going to return the Seraph to the top of the deck. And that's one influence, and then use these 5. And we're going to defeat the Lawmaker. And then we're going to play Memory of Heaven. So we'll heal 2 and add 1 power token to fight. And then I'm going to play Memory of Blood and use the fight action. Actually, it's just like swapping. I just don't see the point. I mean, I could defeat the changer, but then the Lawmaker just comes back in its place. So it's not actually that helpful. And I don't, yeah, never mind. Um, I'll still play Memory of Heaven though, just for the heal, I guess. So instead, let's look at this. So I need 7. I've got 5 plus 2 is 7. That's the 7 I need. Uh, sure, why not? We're going to use the Key of Power and flip it just because remember the scenario doesn't allow me to um, benefit from flipped keys. So we'll grab that key. We've got our last key. So now the portal comes into play, and it, based on this scenario, the vignette, it's Explore of 8. Lastly, we'll power up Fight. So that changer, this happened last vignette too. I kind of just let that changer sit around because it was never really worth defeating. All right, so there we turn up our Seraph and we reveal Memory of Fear. Let's see, we only need 3 influence to defeat that Seraph, so this is more than we need, but let's do it. So we, oops, heal up to 14, play Memory of Fear, heal 1, then we'll use influence and we'll defeat the Seraph, goes into our discard pile, and we'll power up Explore. So we're trying to get to 8. Um, we need to get 8 Explore. We may shuffle this Archfiend in. We've only got 2 cards left in the deck, so there'll be a small chance we'll lose this game if we end up drawing it. If you draw it, it's instant death. So let's see. Next up, Noble, 8 influence. Okay, on defeat, I flip a key. Memory of Heaven, healing. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. I want to explore. I guess I can combine. So if I've got 2 2s here, so that'll be 2. So right now it's got 3. Move it up. 4. 6. Still not enough. Let's use our fight action to draw a card. There's Memory of Home. 1 explore, so we've got 3, 4. If we combine 5, 6, 7, still not enough. Well, that's okay. Next turn we'll have enough. So we'll power up Explore. We take 2 damage. And the last threat, ooh, it's the healer. Okay, so we heal up again. Heal for 1. We draw Memory of Home. Cool. Well, it didn't matter what we drew. We're going to combine Memory of Heaven and Memory of Strength for 2 power tokens. So now we've got 7 here. We'll play 1 for the 8 we need. And we escape out the portal. And we're done. We didn't have to roll the dice, shuffle the deck, and see if we drew the Archfiend. If we'd gone one more turn, I've had to reshuffle and do that. But we We didn't have to do it. We avoided it. We win. Okay, great. So I am going to upgrade. I can upgrade one memory as a reward for this defeating the vignette. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll come back and let you know what I did. All right. So what I'm going to do is put memory of creation back in the box. It's just heal one, and I'm going to replace it with memory of poison, which gives me that same heal, but also gives me to explore. And that explore, so that explore is going to come in handy because as you see, there are some threats that you can defeat with explore, but also the incrementally the portal, the explore value of each vignette in the portal is getting higher and higher. So it's good to increase. And this really just raises the floor of my deck in terms of explore. I had 0 explore on memory of creation, and now I have 2. So nice big boost there. The next vignette is um, grab it here, is Fierce Storm. So I'm not I'm not too afraid of these foes actually. Corrupt Diabolists are kind of low. Um, they don't take a lot to defeat. They do. See if I can find one easily. Yep, here it is. Um, on defeat, you discard 2 power tokens. The Enraged Giant, when you play it, you discard 3 power tokens. So power tokens are going to be hard to come by in this game. The Enraged Giant takes 9 fight to defeat, so he's a big guy. That's when I use my graded fight action. Anyway, looking forward to that. Join me next time to see if I defeat the corrupt Diabolist and the Enraged Giant in the Fierce Storm vignette. And until then, happy gaming.